Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to our special podcast today. And this is actually the special podcast because usually this podcast use Indonesian language, but today is special one. In this 13 editions, we will use English to discuss something in this podcast. So I'm Mr. Anang. I will be the host for the podcast, and I will be accompanied by some students here to discuss something interesting, something something beneficial. So there are three students beside me here. I will introduce all of them here. So I became from first students here. Come on.
Very well. Now, you may have seen me before on the podcast. I am Ilham Kanaya Kenji, and I came from 11I. Now, you may have seen me on the 11th episode of this podcast since I was the interviewer that interviewed our history teacher, Pak Is. I study social humanities here, and since I'm also the head or the chairman of our English club, I suppose that it is fitting that I become the guest of this venerable podcast.
Okay, your name is Ilham Kanahaya. So, what is actually the meaning of Kanahaya?
Kanahaya. Now, that is actually quite unique, and I think it's more a generational inside joke since, according to my father, Kanahaya simply means anak ayah, but
Anak ayah.
flipped. Now, I did not know this, but back in junior high school, one of my teachers noticed this about my name
Okay.
and revealed the meaning to me.
Okay.
And when I asked my father, apparently he was correct.
So it was given by your father or your mother?
It was my father's idea.
Okay, your father's ideas. There is no ideas of your mother?
My mother contributed with the Kenzi part of my name.
Okay.
I suppose it came from her Japanese influence since she studied Japanese.
Okay, what's Kenzi then?
Kenzi, the meaning I do not know of.
So you do not know what is the meaning. Is there any relationship with Ken, in Majapahit history, there is the name of Ken Aro, Ken Dedes, and then Kenzi, Kenzi. You have any relationship with Ken Aro, for example?
Well, maybe, who knows?
Oh, no.
Maybe I'm part of the Rajasa family, who knows?
Okay. Okay, what is your motto then?
My motto is, well, let's keep it simple. To tell others how to live is to prevent them from living. In essence, we need to let someone or people stumble their way through life, since difficulties are natural in our natural life. It is impossible for a person to be perfect, besides maybe the prophet, but in our modern world, of course, no one is perfect.
Okay, what do you want to be in the future? What is actually your ideal then?
I want to be perhaps a social activist, perhaps. Social activist.
Okay.
Someone who advocates for generally good things in our country, knowing that it is very full with problems.
Okay. So, do you want to be social activist in the future?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay. I go to the next guest here. This is girl, especially. Directly, come on, girl. You can introduce
Hello.
yourself.
Okay, thank you. It's an honor to invite me in this Owl English podcast. Greetings, Owl people and my beloved viewers who already pay attention in this podcast. Okay, for the first, I will introduce myself and a little bit of myself too. My name is Amel Aisha, but my friends used to call me Amel, or the most common is Ameng. Okay.
Sorry?
Ameng.
Ameng, not
Yes.
cemeng ya.
No. Okay.
go.
I'm from 11G, where always learn about social and humanity basic things, and also I like the colors pink and maybe like soft pastel colors.
Okay.
And also, I am being a part of our English club, where I am be the like vice leader in our English club too.
So he is your leader, and then you are vice.
Yes,
Vice leader.
I'm a vice leader.
Okay. What is your ideal in the future?
Oh my God, I feel so
Oh, before that,
honored.
where do you come from?
My
Yes, your
my
address.
house.
Your address.
Sorry?
I mean address.
Address. Okay, I'm from Galingan.
Galingan.
Boreng. Yes,
Boreng,
it's a
okay.
village in JLT.
Okay.
You have to go forward, and then you have go, like turn right,
Okay.
and then you will find a small village there.
Galingan.
Yeah, that's my
come on.
house.
What is your ideal then?
My idol is being a psychology.
Psychology.
Yeah, psychology clinic.
Okay. What is your considerations to choose to be a psychologist in the future?
Maybe it's just because I love to hear someone's story and problem, so I can give them an advice.
Solutions.
Yeah, and solution too.
Oh.
And that's why I love to hear.
Okay, thank you very much, Amelia.
Yes,
And then I
you're
go
welcome.
to the next speaker, the last guest I think here. This is also girl. Come on, girl, come on.
Okay, so thank you so much for the opportunity. In the beginning of this, I would like to thank for Mr. Anang, also the committees behind this English podcast, also the member of Kepenulisan, the member of Media Center, for helping us to make this English podcast project. Actually, it's such an honor for me to be in here because, however, actually, I can be say that I am such a commoner between three of you guys, probably because I'm not included in all English club. But,
Okay,
so
okay.
yeah, okay.
It's fine. Okay, come on.
Okay. My name is Rabiatul Adawiyah. You can just call me Iwi. IWI. And yeah. I am currently still pursuing a medical major in the senior high school, which to be exact, I am placed in 12F.
12.
Yeah.
Okay. Rabiatul Adawiyah, Arabic name, okay?
Yeah.
So,
Indeed.
when I read in Islamic history, there is women Sufis, okay? Rabiatul Adawiyah. So, is it given? Was it given by your father or your mother?
It was given by my mother.
Your mother,
Yeah.
not your father.
No.
No. So, have you asked your mother what is the meaning of my name, mom?
They told me that Rabiatul Adawiyah have Rabi in the first phrase, which it means for the fourth in Arabic. So it's like Arba'ah and then Rabi'ah. So it means like I am the fourth children in my family, like that. And also I've already known about the history of that woman Sufi from Islamic religion. So yeah.
And then people call you Iwi. So like strange in my ear, okay, Iwi. Why then you were called Iwi?
Okay, actually, it's such a funny history about my nickname because, however, in my family, there are 6 members inside of it, and all of them have nicknames that is beginning with I in the first sentence.
Okay,
so,
and you?
And then I am born, and my mother was like, "What kind of nickname that have I in the first?" In the first words of it, and then Iwi is come up inside of my
Iwi.
mother's. Yeah.
So when I come to your house, I call you Ilham, but then in your house you are called Kenzi. Is that right? Well, so there is a different nickname, Kenzi, but I call him Ilham. Okay, but what about you, Amel?
Yes.
Is it same when you are at school?
Yes.
And at home? The same nickname?
No, it is different. In this school, my friends you always call me Amel. Or my close friends or the most is best friends is calls me Ameng.
Amel.
Okay. Well, in the house, they called me like sis, you know,
Sis.
because I'm the last children.
Okay.
I'm the last child.
Sis.
Yes, like a they in Indonesian.
Oh.
Yes,
Okay,
because
okay,
I'm
okay.
the second child. I'm the last daughter in my family.
Okay. Okay, guys. Actually, we are sitting here to discuss something special today. We will discuss the phenomenon that actually happen in our close environment, not only in our family, close environment in our village, for example, but also in our school there. So we are going to discuss about bullying and swearing. You know, swearing means what is the meaning of swearing? Do you know? Umpatan. Okay, mengumpatan. I think if bullying, I think anybody knows. Okay, umpatan. So we actually will discuss about this very interesting topic and issues. Okay, I became from EV first. Okay, EV, when I actually say bullying and swearing, what is your mind?
Okay, so in my personal perspective about this, is swearing and bullying. The first thing that come up inside of my mind is it is an action, intentional action, that is being implemented by someone due to their needs to be powerful towards others, and also the purpose of it is actually to make others offended. So I think it's such a disrespectful, also inappropriate things to do in our society.
Okay. Bullying and swearing identically with the actions or the word, based on your opinion.
It's not identical for me.
Okay.
Yeah, because however, bullying have a broader definition, such as verbal bullying, also non-verbal bullying. But swearing is particularly focused on, like bullying, but the verbal form of it.
Do you see that this phenomenon happened around of you?
Okay, personally speaking,
Okay.
it is not common in
Common.
my vicinity. I think it's due to the factors that I've got quite narrow circle, and also my vicinity is quite well educated about manners and so on, so they don't get used to throwing some bad words or probably like swearing, cursing, something like that. So
Okay.
they got a great educational system for their manners and behavior.
Okay, but at least do you see in social media there are so many people says jerky word, for example, like I'm sorry, viewers, okay, like anjir, for example, okay, like what can Ilham? Anjay, for example. So it is so common, okay, so common. So I go to Ilham for the next, okay, for the next. So Ilham, what do you think when I say bullying, when I'm saying swearing? So what is in your mind then?
Well, essentially, bullying is an act of aggression targeted towards someone for the express purpose of offending that someone, or, well, asserting your dominance inside the social setting in question. And for swearing, it is the act of using words that may be considered impolite, offensive, or blasphemous in an otherwise formal setting. So basically using words that is not acceptable. Now, in regard to the relation of
Okay.
these two, I do not think that they are identical. No, they have their own usage. And for bullying, I suppose, it is more of a physical action than verbal, though verbal bullying, of course, exists.
Okay.
While swearing can be used in a positive environment as well. It doesn't need to be negative, such as, for example, within friend zones,
Okay.
you can use swear words perhaps to joke around with your friends, or
Okay.
perhaps to socialize with others of the same age group. But of course, using swear words among the elderly would not be applicable. But bullying is inapplicable anywhere for anyone.
Okay, I just see this phenomena like usual today happen in the quantity, in the big quantity and in the big qualities. So, do you see that this problem, okay, this problem, I mean, bullying and swearing, only the problem of the old people, or today it become so spread to many generations, especially for the teen generations today. How do you see that, Ilham?
I think that it is a very common and also an ever-present problem within our society, since every young people will want to express their emotion, and sometimes they express their emotions in using words that may not be polite. And usually, as these teenagers or young people grow older, they begin to stop using these words.
Okay.
So that's why today, or even back then, the elderly are depicted as polite, as sophisticated, while in reality that is, of course, just the effect of maturing, while the young people, the teenagers, use these coarse or, well, inapplicable words because, well, first of all, they do not understand these social norms, or they are purposefully breaking these social norms to make themselves known, to make themselves feel powerful, especially since, as we know, teenagers do not have many says in our society. They do not have enough power, and they want that power, which is natural, and they turn to swearing and bullying. Now, about swearing itself,
Okay.
it is perpetuated by social media, by just interacting with other people.
Okay.
If someone uses a phrase, there is good chance that you may use that phrase as well.
So you want to say that these are influenced by the social media?
Yes, it has a part in
Okay.
spreading swear words.
Okay. I want to ask. I want to go to Amel for the next. Okay. Amel.
Okay.
I think you do not agree with this kind of phenomena. Okay.
Okay.
With the bullying and swearing.
Oh,
I
yes.
think do you do not agree with this kind of actions? My question is, what kind of factors in your mind that influence
To influence.
this kind of phenomena?
Okay, for first, I will try with the first bullying. Okay.
Okay.
For the factors is bullying is just because they want to look so powerful towards a people that is including in a small environment or a small circle, or
Okay.
even they don't have any friends.
Okay.
So the person who will get bullied, it will show himself herself of themselves. It will be look so powerful, so they can underestimate the person who get bullied, and the person who get bullied will be feel like offended and feels like I feel like I have no reason to feel precious, and I also have no friends to defend me. So maybe he's right. Maybe I don't have any idea to feel precious, and that what makes the bullied is being the first case that it can causing the problem of psychological between teenagers, mostly in teenagers.
Okay.
That's why. And the second is from swearing. I guess swearing is might cause mostly because of their environment, toxic environment, where they can regulate their emotions clearly. So if they cannot particularly developing their emotions, they will like saying something bad or even inappropriate just because they want to express their emotions, because they don't even care if their words is bad or inappropriate, because they just want to they just want to developing their emotions, but it is very inappropriate because we don't know if we said something bad towards people or towards person, it might get causing their feelings bad, or maybe just like, are we being rude, are he being rude to me?
Okay.
So we don't have to say something bad, or even if we have to developing our emotions, we have to find a solution, like maybe we can share our emotion towards reading or saying something good, and in people that we
Have
get our
traveling, for
trust.
example,
Sorry, what?
having traveling to somewhere to release our emotions. For
Yes,
example.
because it can regulate our emotions, so we don't have to say something first just because we want to deliver our emotions.
Okay. I will go to Robbie, Evie first. Sorry, not Robbie, Evie. Evie.
It's okay.
Okay. What I'm afraid is, I just see that our teens today see this like something usual. Do you agree what I say? I think they want to confirm that. I think this is normal.
I see.
So,
I got it.
what do you think about that?
Okay, so there are factors that
Okay.
making them feels like it is something that is usual for them to do that, and it is not a big problem to swearing to others. And the main factors about that is, for me myself, I think it's because of the educational system inside of their family, from their parents, how they make them feels like swearing is not such a big problem towards
Okay.
the norms, the
Okay.
social norms. Also, the thing that I've got from my scientific literatures was it is actually becoming such an inheritable trait towards their parents' offsprings. So if, however, you have parents that have the tendency to swearing towards others, or probably have low regulation towards your expression, your emotional expressions, so it would likely your offsprings would have those kind of traits, and it is being contributed towards our offsprings approximately like 15 until 30% contributed to our traits. It's like that.
So, do you want to say that in this case there is a role of our parents?
Yeah, obviously. It is honestly such a grounding excuse. Why do people have that kind of traits? Or in biology, we say that as a phenotype, which is the feasible traits of a particular living creature. So if, however, you do have the genetic code of having the predisposition to swearing, it would likely for you to swear towards each other as you grow up and have stimulated by the external factors such as our friends, or probably like the social media consumption and so on. So it is actually just like the other genetic based disease like hypertension or probably like heart disease. It is merely caused by the genetic code that is being inherited, but also it is impacted by the external stimulus.
So, good behavior in our family will influence for the next for I
Yes.
mean for this phenomenon.
Yeah,
Okay.
obviously.
So, I go to Ilham for the next questions. Okay. I would like to know his perspective about how many percent, if I say in percent, okay, how many percent the role of media in this case?
The role of media, well, it depends on what kind of media. If
Okay.
it's mainstream media like the television,
Televisions, for example.
I suppose it's only 20%.
Okay.
But in terms of social media, especially if the person we are discussing, if the person in question uses social media
Okay.
often, then social media plays a much larger role, perhaps 50%. Since since a person inherits the traits of their environment. For example, if you were to, well, let's say you use Facebook.
Okay, Facebook.
Okay, and then you are exposed to the word anjir.
Okay.
Now, this word does not come from the place that you live.
Okay.
Perhaps it doesn't exist in Lumajang,
Okay.
but it exists somewhere else, say in Jakarta. But since social media connects you
Okay.
to everyone inside this country and inside this globe, essentially it spreads this word through digital means, and then now you're going to use the word anjir in your common vocabulary since you've been exposed to it and that the word is relevant in expressing your emotion.
Okay. So, if I agree with your, if I agree, for example, with your argument or with your idea, so do we have to actually hand off our mobile phone, for example? To put our handphone to not seeing that, because so the influence of the handphone or social media come from handphone, for example. Okay, so we have to limit the usage of our social media in our handphone, or how then?
Well, no. I don't suppose that limiting our usage of social media or the phone, it won't actually change anything. It just changes the source in which we receive these words.
Okay.
If say I use my phone,
Okay.
then I receive. I'm exposed to the word anjir through social media. If prior to that I put down my phone,
Okay.
maybe I wouldn't be exposed to that word sooner. But eventually, if someone from here is
Okay.
exposed to that word and then uses it in my vicinity, there is a high chance that I use that word as well
So-
to connect with that person.
So how then? So what must be recovered then? Our mind, or what then?
Well, in my opinion, that it is not really an issue so long
Okay.
as these swear words are used in their appropriate setting with friends, with people who you know will not be offended by using these words. But if you were to use these swear words, for example, to the elderly, then you will face some repercussions.
Okay.
And as such, I think the solution to this problem mainly is to control ourselves from using it to people that may not be familiar or may be offended by using these
So
words.
there must be self-regulations in
yes.
ourselves. Okay. So go to Amel next for the next. Okay. Amel, how then we see this phenomenon in especially in the school? Okay.
Yes.
In the school. So you are sitting with your friends
Okay.
in your classroom.
Yes.
Okay. So if I ask you, do you see this common phenomena in your classroom?
You mean like swearing?
Especially, yes.
Oh yeah, there is very common,
Common.
especially in around boys.
Boys.
Yeah, boys.
Boys. So if there is, if there are 35 students in the classroom, so
Yes.
how many percent for the boys?
For the boys, maybe I will count, and it's like maybe like 50%.
50%.
50%.
So almost half.
Yeah, almost all of them.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. But I think you also want to say that it also happened to the girl.
Oh yes, it's very common.
Okay. So then, do you follow this phenomena?
No,
What do
Maybe.
you mean by no?
I mean like, sorry, I mean like if girls saying something that maybe it sounds like inappropriate, girls to say,
Okay.
maybe I will change my answer as a yes.
It because you have self-regulations, or because you do not throw your word in a bad word, for example?
Maybe
Or
I
what?
will never throw myself towards something bad.
Okay.
So if those girls saying something what boys just said, maybe I was like, oh my god, that is so bad. I will not let myself
Okay.
doing something that it seems like they're doing.
Okay.
So maybe I was like, okay, maybe I have to get off this environment and find a new people that is makes me feel comfortable and they're not swearing anything, so they will not make myself getting into their environment. Maybe
Okay.
like that.
Okay, well, Avi, do you think that this is psychological disease?
Okay. So thank you so much for the biological based questions. Okay. Okay, so because I am really passionate towards biology, so however, it is actually a psychological based thesis about that. First of all, the thing that I've just told you guys
Okay.
about the inheritance of that kind of traits, and also it is actually being contributed towards our physiological
Okay.
needs to make ourselves relieve our emotions. So, for example, like if I am in a pain, somehow somehow there are people that is get used to throwing some bad words or cursing to relieve that kind of pains, because however there are experiments that told us so these experiments told us that if however a person being exposed towards a particular pain, they are more likely to having a higher tolerance towards pain if they are swearing at that time. So it is the psychological and also physiological reason behind why people release their emotions with swearing. Also, I think because of the tolerance of pain becoming higher, that makes people more comfortable with it and get used to swearing. I feel like that.
What kind of bullying that you often see, for example, especially in your classroom? Do you ever see such kind of bullying, a form of bullying in your classroom, for example?
Actually, it's hard to answer those questions because
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like I am such a careless
in general
person.
in the
Yeah.
school. Okay, what kind of what form of bullying do you ever see in the school?
The most common one is throwing bad words like sexually based
Okay.
verbal words, something like that.
Okay.
It is actually quite common in my class, and that's why I often use my earphone to
Okay.
make it unhearable
Okay.
towards my ear.
Oh.
I feel like that.
Trusting yourself.
Limiting myself. Oh, no. I feel like it's not a good thing.
No, it is sin. It is sin. Gitu. Like that, like that.
Maybe I just
Because there is an ayah in the Quran, okay? فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورُهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا. Especially, we actually given good thing in our heart and then also bad thing in our heart. So we can choose which one will be followed.
Yeah.
Do you want to say like that? So you choose using your earphone to close your ear.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably it can be seen as something that is inappropriate, but as long as the bad side or the bad
Okay.
effects of it much lower, then I just use that kind of method towards
Okay.
my.
Okay, nice. Okay.
Daily.
I think this is very interesting discussions.
Oh, yes, really.
And I hope that all the viewers, especially the students of Smasa, will get insight from you all here. And I go to Ilham for the next questions. Okay, Ilham, you are the students of Smasa. Okay. So, what is the role of school to prevent or especially to limit this kind of phenomena? And also, what is the role of you as the students?
Well, from the school specifically, although I do not memorize the whole rule book of the school, but
Okay.
I do know that.
Upsetting.
But I do know that the school does have a point system
Okay.
for those who
Okay.
break some rules,
Okay.
and these rules may include limiting yourself from using profanities.
Okay, sorry, do you think is it effective?
No. Since
why then?
well, since there is no way of actually enforcing it, since if there is no teacher, if there is no staff member,
Okay.
there is no way for the school to enforce this rule.
Okay.
Since if you are to swear somewhere
Okay.
private,
So
say in
it is your advice to school, okay?
huh?
It is your advice to school.
Well, no, I do not advise. I do not advise the
Okay.
school to punish such behaviors.
Okay.
I just advise.
I think it's too much.
Okay, come on, just continue.
Okay, go.
What is the role of you as the students then?
I rule. Well, just don't use it to the elderly and don't use it to people that could be offended.
Okay.
That's it.
When we come to our school in the first time, when you were in the early coming, so there was there any problem that consisting of bullying and swearing? I do not know. When you were in the first early in the first coming to the school,
Oh. Well,
done by what OSIS, for example.
well, no, I do
Do
not.
you remember?
I don't see us is doing it
Okay.
particularly, but I've heard negative things about this program
Okay,
back then
okay.
from alumni.
Okay. What kind of that?
The kind of behaviors like, well, swearing at new students or
Okay.
coercing them into doing things they do not want or intimidating
Okay,
them,
okay.
these things, etc., etc.
Okay.
These are common, I think, and I think that they are still being done right now, especially to newer students of our current 10th year
You know that this
classes.
is actually the relations between senior and junior. So
yes, exactly.
What do you want to say here that they want to show up their seniority here? For example, what happened to us is, do you want to say that this is kind of show up the seniority? Do you
Oh,
ever say
yes.
that?
Yes, this is a form of how seniority is expressed to the juniors
Okay,
of
the junior.
the school.
So, have you ever given give any advice to OSIS, for example?
Well, no, since I know that I do not have any say in how they conduct their business, but if I could advise them, maybe start being as respectful to students as you
Students.
might be to teachers. Since mutual respect is important to develop someone's character.
Okay.
If someone is not exposed to respect,
Okay.
they won't be respectful to anyone else.
Okay. Amel, you also students, all right?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
student.
I think you haven't solutions for end this phenomena inside of you as the students. So, do you have any solutions for this case?
You mean like we don't have to swearing and bullying?
Okay, in the case of bullying and swearing.
Okay, for the first, if we came from the first or even earlier class, we also have to respect our senior. But also, if we become the senior, we have to respect our junior too, because as Ilham said, mutual courtesy or mutual relationship between senior and junior, it can make them feels happy and also safe in the environment, so they don't have to be afraid like this my senior, I have to respect them like I respect a teacher, which is too much for me. But I think the senior have to respect the junior like their best friends or their close friends.
Okay.
So it will never have an instinct like I'm the first ruler in this school, so you have to respect me. Or even, oh no, she's my senior, I have to respect her. So they just get along and easygoing to make a friends.
Okay, respectful relationship.
Yes, respectful
Mutual
relationship.
respect. Okay.
Yes.
What about the school then? I mean, the role of the school to end this problem. Do you agree with Ilham that the score is not effective? The score system is not effective there. Do you say like that, Ilham? Okay. So how how is the school?
I will agree with Ilham because
Uh, what will be done by the school to end this phenomenon? I mean, bullying and also swearing.
okay, so maybe they just give a most heavy like system point, but point will never be an excess solution just because they just swearing and they got point, or even they bullying they got point. Maybe the school can just give the right education,
Okay.
like sending them in the other like pondok pesantren, Islam boarding school,
Okay.
or even like military, so they can regulate their emotions. But if we just but if we just give in their points, they just make like, maybe I will stop swearing because I want to avoid the points.
Okay.
But it will not change the person it is.
Okay. Maybe this is his last questions. Okay. I go to Mbak Iwi. Okay. Iwi, how can we strengthen our self regulations? How? Maybe you can share to all the viewers, all friends here, how can we strengthen our self regulations?
Okay. For me, myself, the way that I regulate my emotional expressions is merely by my parents' educations. So when I was still a child, my parents having a quiet, it's abnormal education, which
Okay.
if however I have something that I desire really, really like such a cravingness, something like that, my parents wouldn't just give me those things that I desire really easily. Like they told me that however, in this world, you cannot just pursue or attain your nafsu. So that is how the basic emotional regulation that I got from my mother and my father. Also, as I grew up, I think the way that I regulate myself is using the fasting sunnah fasting. Yeah,
Okay,
that is quite great. Yeah.
Okay.
Because however our nafsu, when it comes to craving for like food cuisines that is really delicious, and just smelling those pop me toxic smells like that, it can make my emotional becoming more and more controlled, something
So
like that.
we also have to regulate our consumptions. Okay.
It is one of the way
Okay,
to
one of the way.
regulate our emotional expressions.
Okay. Okay. Ilham, what is your message, maybe for the last word in our occasion today? Your general message for this phenomenon. What do you want to say then as your message?
Don't do bullying because that is unproductive. And if you want to swear, make sure it is in a safe space and towards someone that is okay with it. That is my general advice to the viewers.
Okay.
And another advice is generally respect everyone equally, since mutual respect is very important in our modern world.
Okay. Amel, what is your message?
On this case.
Okay. What is
Okay, on
this?
this case, for the first bullying is never do bullying because we never know what is in person's feelings. Is it like the example is when we throw a rock in the ocean, we never know how deep the rock was in the ocean.
Okay.
Okay, okay. For the first and is swearing. Okay, swearing. Maybe just you have to find a way how to regulate your emotions, so you don't have to say something bad, and you also have to control your emotions and never doing something bad towards yourself or even the other persons.
Okay. Maybe?
Okay, I think my message for this podcast: your pain, your unstable emotions, your unstable way to express emotional is not someone else's responsibility. So take it regulated, well regulated, so that others didn't see that as your weakness. Also, it could make a great social interactions. I think it's like that.
Okay, okay. Sometimes I see in the social media someone someone does suicide because of bullied by somebody else, or swear by somebody else. So I think this phenomena is very dangerous to our future. So thank you guys for your coming today, and thank you for having shared with us, and thank you. I hope that all viewers here will have very good insight from these great students. Okay, and we'll meet again in the next video, in the next meeting. And thank you very much for watching us. And assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.